The United Nations Secretary-General is appealing for an immediate end to fighting between Israel and Palestinians. It comes as health officials in Gaza reported the deaths of 42 people in the latest Israeli airstrikes, among them 10 children. Israel says Hamas has launched 3,000 rockets in the last week, killing 10 Israelis. Our Middle East editor Jeremy Bowen has been in Sderot in southern Israel, close to the boundary with Gaza.
Not much is left of Al-Wihda Street in the heart of Gaza City after the heaviest Israeli strikes since this war started and the deadliest day for Palestinians. They were looking for survivors. He says, "Raise your voice so we can hear you. Are you okay?" Not many were found alive. Families escaped with children who won't forget this day.
When I was carrying my small boy, he told me, "Dad, I don't want to die. What more do you want from him? There is no safety in this city."
Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's Prime Minister, convened his security chiefs. A cabinet meeting did not discuss a ceasefire. On the way down to the Gaza border are some of the communities the government here says must be safe from rockets before it will stop its attacks. Israel's leaders said the same thing during the other wars with Hamas. The Israeli army showed off their anti-missile system, Iron Dome. They say it shoots down around 90% of the missiles fired out of Gaza.
Previous wars between Israel and Hamas have ended with mediation, generally with Egypt involved, leading to a ceasefire. Now, contacts have been made, but it's a difficult process because each side needs to get to the point where they can say to their people that the sacrifices, their damage, the killing were worth it. If Israel takes this to the next level with a ground invasion of Gaza, that process gets knocked on further into the future. The 2014 war lasted for nearly 2 months.
Iron Dome is one reason why Israel suffers fewer casualties than Gaza. Another is the weight of Israel's firepower.
Well, civilians, of course, aren't our target. They never are.
But you do kill them.
And any loss of life on both sides of this conflict, any loss of civilian life is tragic. Again,
but it does happen an awful lot in Gaza.
And I hear that. And again, any loss of civilian life is tragic. It happens here as well.
While we were there, they launched. A volley of missiles was heading out of Gaza, north towards the Israeli town of Ashkelon. Iron Dome didn't stop all of them, but this wasn't a fatal attack. In Gaza, 6-year-old Susie Eshquintana was pulled out of the rubble. Her mother, 2 sisters, and 2 brothers were killed. Until he saw Susie, her father, Riyad, thought he was the only one left. Thank God, he said, because one day she might recapture the smiles of all his daughters.
The Israelis blame Hamas for the deaths of Palestinian civilians. They say that Hamas effectively hides behind its own people. In America, President Biden and the White House are saying that Israel has a right always to defend itself. Biden's always been a strong supporter of Israel. But Egypt, while saying it takes its mediation duties very seriously, is using harsher language about the Israelis, things like aggressors and occupying army. This conflict polarizes opinion like no other.
Jeremy Bowen in Jerusalem, thank you.